Hi. Lately, I've seen that in the moment I become aware that I am behaving or wanting to behave from a frequency that feels off, I just cannot move anymore. And it is deeply connected to what I say, what is relevant. I mean by that, and I will give my definition to this word, what is relevant. It is to what is actually of help now, and what is actually happening in me now that needs attention or wants to be expressed. I remember seeing some video and a woman was asking another man, not so asking, she was saying, "We are all one, we are just all one." And then he said to her, and another person will say, "What is it relevant?" And he elaborated later why to say that we are all one is relevant for the human experience when we are experiencing so many different things that are not all are one. So to say we are all one to somebody that experiences a very different experience can be not helpful and not relevant. And I liked it. But this is really one part. What is actually, relevant to say? And the other thing is connected more to the feelings we have, emotions. And, if I'm starting to try and move, do, or say something that is not connected to the process I go through at that given moment or day, hour, time, whatever, it will be just a contortion act. That's how John Martin says, and I liked it. A contortion act. It's like trying to do something when actually something different is more relevant to be focused on and to explore it. And why I say it? Because I see this is the only relevant thing I see that is now in me. Because I see different frequencies and pressures wanting to push me to a certain movement. And when I don't really go with those pressures and movements, and when I look at them, I just really see, I start to see more and more that it's the same thing I did the other day, a year ago, and 5 years ago. And I will give a more direct example for that. Like 2 weeks ago, I did a video, and it was on point for me by timing, expression, and everything. It just felt correct, the frequency. And in me, there is this desire, passion to express myself. And the mind the body flows how it flows, it goes how it goes, and the mind can really hold on to that desire, try to maintain it, to perpetuate it in an active mode all the time. Now express yourself, now share something, say something meaningful. When I look back, I will share a little bit how I do my own work, how I illuminate a little bit the puzzle that I am. Looking back at my childhood, I was a very shy child, teenager. And in me, I wanted to be seen, to be in the center. And at the same time, I was also afraid of it, afraid of being in the center. It's something that accompanies me till now. And I can look back at certain situations even. And then after learning the human design information, knowledge, I can look at my undefined ego and what the ego needs. The need to be recognized by others, the need to be valued by others, this need to be of worth by others, and mainly it's connected to the tribe, people that have already a certain value in regard to their status in the tribe or in this place of material world, worth and all that. And I can see that a quality, a passion I have in me, that I've seen coming out of me in a very connected way, can be in other times be very distorted by other frequencies. Can see it happening in my childhood. I can see it happening as I'm growing up. And I can see it's connected to open centers I have. And other qualities of my chart. We can even look at that phenomena on something bigger, like the human design, for example. The first time I was really shared about the human design, it really talked to my aura, let's say, or my body, really responded to it in a way that there was a resonance of wow. Finally, somebody says to me something that is actually correct for me. But then, the mind created its own story that was a repetition from other times, from other things I did in the past. And now all the information and all the world of human design now was filtered to me through a biased mind system. And this movement that was the first movement that there came information, but that was contained with a frequency of another person, that met my muscle memory, that met how I know life to be. This was a frequency that came, words, and it illuminated things that my body knew. But later, my mind closed the windows, had a narrative about it, that this is true. And through that window, that filter that is now biased in a certain way, all the information that came in from the human design came in this perspective, that the mind tried to establish or re-establish again the same thing, or even conclude that the same thing is happening, like the first time that it happened. And it's basically kind of the same thing happening, that the mind wants to find a solution. The mind wants to feel safe and secure. The mind wants to have control. And it needs something to hold on to. Because if not, then what will be there? If everything will go, all the beliefs of the things that I believe in, if all will go, what will stay? What will be there if everything will go? Me needing to hold on to the human design system and say, if I follow this, I will find my path. To let it go. To let go that I need to do a certain thing with the human design system, like sharing. It doesn't mean that I will not share, and it doesn't mean that I will not have it as part of my life, as a tool to assist me. But in the moment I start to behave from a belief, I need something from this thing out there in order to gain this things I think I need, then I'm actually lost. It's an illusion that I create, but I'm lost in the same cycle. Maybe I'll try to say it also in other words, because I don't know how clear this explanation is. As long as I hold on to things outside of me, like information, the knowledge of human design, or the need to share something in order that another person will give me a thumbs up or say how brilliant I am, as long as I'm conditioned by those needs, I will not be able to connect to the frequency in my body. I still feel this explanation was not, it didn't hit the nail. Sometimes it's also possible to just let it go, let it be. I gave it a second try. Basically, it's just all that is what I now go through. The pressure to do a contortion act with all what I shared. How my undefined centers were conditioned by society, family, culture when I was young, and how it started to be an obvious behavior as I grew up, and how now it's hard for me to follow through with these movements, and it's not anymore, it is not the relevant thing. The relevant thing is always the question, what is in me right now? If I'm in the behavior, moving without any consciousness or conscious about my movement, then I'm lost in my behavior and actions. If I'm able to watch my thoughts, watch my behaviors, and even connect to the emotions I feel, then there's an opportunity to start and see the puzzle of myself. And I just cannot really move anymore in the places in my puzzle that feel just off. They just feel off. No longer explanation needed if this is a thing that you just feel and you cannot do it. You just cannot do it. And we all fail. So it's part of the human experience. The worst thing we can do is judge ourselves on our weaknesses, on how we are failing, and all that. It doesn't help. And maybe it's also not relevant. And if we judge, then it's relevant that we are judging, paradoxically, and let's explore that. Damn, I feel I just went without any direction or anything, but okay.